You see, when you're watching porn, you're basically scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of naked women doing whatever you want, whenever you want, all sorts of things. You have experienced more women in one session that even kings did like 50, 60 years ago. What happens during these sessions is that your brain releases a lot of dopamine and you have pretty much fried your dopamine receptors. So as a result of this, a normal, regular woman is going to pale in comparison to what you're actually used to. She's simply not going to be arousing enough. She's simply not going to release more dopamine into your system because your brain has been completely desensitized by the garbage that you've been consuming. That's not even the end of it. You have actually just rewired your brain to perceive sex and intimacy very, very differently. You're now just used to watching two people be intimate on a screen, on some pixels, in a dimly lit room, laid back, looking at two people being intimate from this third-person view. This is what your perception of sex has actually been transformed into. And lastly, let's be honest, whenever a person watches porn, they typically masturbate and they use something called the death grip, and that actually desensitizes your penis because that's not the touch that you're actually going to feel during sexual intercourse. And with such firm grip, you have actually desensitized yourself while watching pixels on a screen and while scrolling through hundreds and thousands of women with unnatural body modifications and doing unnatural things. The moral of the story is your perception of sexual intercourse and intimacy, or what arouses you, is completely different from reality or what you're actually supposed to experience with another woman, with another intimate partner, and that is the cause of your erectile dysfunction. It is very, very likely that it stems from your porn use. So the most common solution that you're going to find all over the internet, on YouTube, is going to be something along the lines of, hey, just quit watching porn and quit masturbating and eventually your erectile dysfunction will be cured. However, the problem with this approach is people are just so addicted to pornography. Like, they've been watching pornography since they were damn 12 years old. And this like 10, 15 years of this repetitive behavior has made it such a brutal addiction that even the fear of erectile dysfunction is not going to help them stop. Like, they might stop for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, but eventually the cravings, the urges are just too hard to bear. The withdrawal symptoms are just too hard to bear, and they eventually succumb and fail. So this approach of just give it time or use raw motivation to not watch pornography and eventually your ED will cure, it's not very good advice. It's actually pretty bad. Additionally, even if this advice was working or applicable, it would still take you months, if not years, to fully fix your erectile dysfunction. And this is keeping in mind that you have not relapsed, or you have not edged, or you have not basically watched porn again. The solution that I'm going to offer you in this video is going to significantly accelerate the healing of your brain. It's going to significantly accelerate the healing of your erectile dysfunction. Additionally, you're going to have no cravings of pornography. And that's not even it. You are also not going to have most of the withdrawal symptoms that people experience when quitting porn. And lastly, you're going to experience all these benefits from week one itself. You're going to see a significant improvement in your mental health from week one. The key to all your problems related to erectile dysfunction and pornography is fasting. And I'll explain it to you why fasting is the cure to all your problems related to pornography and erectile dysfunction. You see, when you stop consuming food for like 15 to 18 hours, then your body starts producing something called ketones, and these are like alternate fuel sources for your body. And turns out these ketones are superfood for your brain. Like, your brain just absolutely loves them and it performs really well on these ketones. It's like 1,000 motivational speakers just flowing through your body. These ketones really heal your brain. Like, there's research after research that shows how ketones improve cognitive function, how they improve brain metabolism, and how they're used as treatment for various sort of neurodegenerative disorders. Like, the use of ketones and fasting, it's not something that is new or just recently discovered. No, it's been tried and tested, and it's been used for like 100+ years for various forms of diseases. So with this fasting based approach, in my opinion, with the clients that I've dealt with and seen the transformations, you could fix your erectile dysfunction within 2 to 3 months, provided you do the fasting correctly and you do a few other things correctly. And the best part is you're not going to experience any cravings to pornography. You're not going to experience most of the withdrawal symptoms. So if you would like my help in implementing fasting into your life, if you would like to know what to eat, when to eat, how long to fast, or if you would like more help regarding erectile dysfunction or your porn addiction, then make sure that you click the link in the description and book a free one-on-one call with me.